wilderness.
Hey everybody, it's Colin McDonald, your host, and you're watching another episode of Skyping Style, found only here on the Style TV channel on YouTube.com. If you guys love what you're seeing, don't forget to click that subscribe button and you'll be up to date on everything that's happening and going on with Style TV. This afternoon, I am joined by design duo Jordan Jensen from the shoe line Modern Vice. Welcome, guys.
Hey, man. How are you?
What's going on?
We're good, man.
Good, good.
You look great on Skype.
I try. So,
Good.
Tell us a little bit about your line. I was introduced to your line a couple months ago. I fell in love with it. I went to the website, bright colors, bold patterns, clearly well made, and I wanted to know more. So tell me a little bit more about your line and where you guys are headed with it.
Thank you so much. Well, First of all, we appreciate that. I think you nailed it with bold colors, and the word bold, I guess, is a big part of it. We take a lot of classic silhouettes, such as like some of the engineer boots you've probably seen online, and we'll use a bold color like an orange split suede from Italy or purple, and we'll make it a little bit funkier. And I think a lot of what we do has like this New York edge, but it's again mixed with some classic styles and some chicness. And obviously being made in New York City, and also having control of the factory right here in the Garment Center gives us the ability to really put out a superior product, we think. But Jensen, why don't you go ahead too?
No, absolutely. I think that we have an unbelievable team here. Jordan, myself, Michaela, who's over here. All of us are every day striving for greatness. And when you have that type of energy going on, and you're putting that into the product every day, you get something better. So, an advantage of being in the factory here is that we could do that. Every day we could come up with an idea, come up with a pattern, a new silhouette, a colorway, and make it happen right away, and then put it on our webpage and cause some stir.
So you guys the shoes are solely made here in the U.S., correct?
Well, but Modern Vice, there's two different components to Modern Vice. There's Modern Vice, which is our import collection, which is right now made in Italy, and then that's in stores across the country, probably about 50 stores or more, and that's growing, thankfully. And then Modern Vice Collection, which is on the website modernvice.com, is all made domestic, and it will always be domestic. We use imported leather from Italy, only from Italy. We make our last and the best last factories in Italy, and any components that we can get in Italy, we get from Italy. So that's Modern Vice Collection, and that's again, that's a domestic product that you see.
So. Okay, so when it comes to the design aspect of the shoe, like really, what's the one detail in your guys' shoes that say anybody in New York who's wearing your shoes, they can easily identify that's a Modern Vice shoe?
Well, I think that once you see them, you understand what it is. From leather soles. Actually, I don't have a shoe handy here. I wish I could hold one up. But the leather soles that we build, the materials that we choose to use, there's always something a little bit different. We're not like heavily branded where we have our logo or Modern Vice written all over it. But usually you can tell by a certain stud or a certain zipper pull we'll choose to use, or even a color blocking when we change the linings of something to purple or gold or metallic and make it really funky and make it really scream from the shelf.
Yeah, it's really a close attention to detail. Surprisingly, our shoes are actually very comfortable. And we have a lot of Italian trained staff here. My brother travels back and forth to Italy all the time, and that has a huge inspiration for us.
We actually interviewed one of their co-founders, Neil Blumenthal, and he talked about how really people today want to know the values behind who they're wearing, and I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you agree with that statement? Do you disagree? If so, what do your shoes really say about the people wearing them?
Well, I think that is true. So people I think are more aware because of the internet, and everyone's so connected through social media and through people like you. It's people really want to know, like they want credibility behind what they're putting on their feet or on their eyes. I think that. I guess in our shoes, I guess the people that are wearing them, probably the shoe is probably the boldest thing about that outfit if it's a Modern Vice shoe. But I guess the value is also that they're made in New York and the materials and the fact that we use all the Italian lasting components. But
I think that can you ask the question again though, because I gotta understand
it. Definitely. Yeah. So this past like 2 weeks, we were in Style TV was in Washington D.C. and we actually interviewed one of Warby Parker's co-founders, Neil Blumenthal, and they're this brand that really is making a name for themselves right now within the industry, within the eyewear industry, I should say. And they say, you know, Neil said in the interview that people today really want to know the values behind, you know, the designers and brands that they're actually going to be wearing. And I was just curious to, you know, get your guys' thoughts and see if you guys agreed with that statement, if you disagreed, and if so, you know, what do your shoes really say about the people wearing them?
Yeah, well, listen, I think anybody has, you know, the right to choose what they want to wear and promote or, you know, feel comfortable in, whatever it may be. The values behind our shoes are that we take pride in it every single minute of every day. Our collection that's made in New York, there's about 25 factory guys that are working in this lost art of shoemaking, making shoes still. You know, the story how this all came to be, there was a factory that was closing in Queens, and there was about 9 people there, 9 families that had, you know, worked there for an average of 20 years. And they would have had no job. And now, you know, we opened this place up, and they work here, and it's just, you know, it's unbelievable. You know that those guys take pride in that every day. Mm-hmm. And we take pride in it. Every day you know, we're overlooking that. And that goes for any shoe we make anywhere in the world. You know, if we make shoes in Italy or Brazil or China, you know, it's all, you know, we just want always to have the highest standard. So I don't know. I think people are really conscious about what they're wearing, and if the message is right and that's what they're feeling, they should go with what they want.
Yeah, we always say that, you know, our shoes are handmade, but we always say that they're also handcrafted. You know, and we really feel that, you know, again, the art of shoemaking is a craft. You know, and I think you could see that in our shoes.
Yeah,
you know,
you definitely can. So,
thank you.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so moving on. So I recently started this movement. It's called #FashionForGood on Twitter, and it's really kind of something that I created because I really feel that designers and brands aren't getting the recognition that they deserve when it comes to the good that they're doing within the industry. So I wanted to hear you know, how you guys are maybe contributing when it comes to your brand and to the industry.
Well, there's a good question. I think it's a great cause, and we always were brought up to really believe in giving back. Mm-hmm. And, you know, doing things like that from the heart. You know, we just had a tour here last night. Which school was here? Parsons. You know, and we're constantly doing things like that to try to bring awareness and try to open people's eyes up to really what's going on. And we don't charge. I mean, they've actually offered us, and like, you know, we pay for tours, and maybe people can intern here. We've got kids that come in, and we intern, we teach them. We do tours. I think we did a tour recently for an underprivileged school or program too.
Yeah. No, a lot of awareness to the shoemaking industry.
Yeah.
Classes that teach design or in New York City, you know, FIT, Parsons. People that are traveling have come in here because they've seen our stuff online and they want to see what's going on with the shoemaking process. And so I think that's a really, really, really important aspect of this, because again, you know, if I was in high school again or school, I would choose probably shoemaking. You know, I wouldn't choose. I don't want to diss any studies, but I probably wouldn't have chose physics for one, right, you know, or something. I probably would have taken shoemaking. It's just because it's not my strength. You know, right. Physics would be someone else's strength, and that's fine. But if I would have been able to do that, it would have been unbelievable. And there's not a lot of that going on here. You know, so this is important for people.
I completely agree. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so for anyone who's really interested, you know, in purchasing a pair of your shoes, where can they find them? Are they found in stores, solely just online? Where can they really kind of get a pair of your shoes?
Modern Vice, the import collection is in everyone from Lord & Taylor to what are some of the other big ones that were?
Macy's.com.
Macy's.com, Amazon.com. With boutiques such as Cloak and Dagger, which is going to carry the whole entire Benny and Jet line. We did something with Oak a couple months back where we designed an amazing collection of boots that were like these dress boots that Oak was carrying. Rhyme NYC is a store that carries them in New York. I think Wink is carrying some stuff. So, you know,
Brandon Stratler, we got
Brandon Stratler, which we're doing an event with, which is an amazing boutique. They have a couple stores in San Francisco. And we're working on some pretty interesting big ones, you know, that we're very close to doing something with. So it's growing, you know, but we really try to again, make it special, and we only work with stores or retailers that really will work with us to deliver it the way we want to deliver it. So That's kind of how we do it.
Yeah.
You know,
ModernVice.com.
ModernVice.com is the main thing. But if people want to try on our shoes and buy in from our retailers, we call them partners. You know, for us, the retailers are really like our partners, and it's a brand thing that we do with them.
Well, guys, thanks for coming on to the show, really talking about your brand. I wish you all the best and the luck. I'm sure you guys are going to be a huge success.
Oh, thank you, man.
From now.
It takes people like you.
I talked to them. I knew them when. So,
stop it, man. It takes people like you, man, who take chances and do things like this, and you know, it takes it really takes that. You open people's eyes up, and none of this kind of stuff can happen unless there's more people like you.
You gotta have something interesting to talk about, right?
You know,
good content is what I'm trying to create.
But yeah,
really, so.
you're more than welcome anytime. I'd love to meet you. You can only be a couple blocks away if you're in New York. So we'll send a car for you, and you know, you'll come wear your American flag that day.
British. No.
Joke. I love them. Are you from Britain?
No,
Are you German?
Yeah, I do have a little bit of German in me, yes. Irish and German.
Irish and German.
Well, quickly, off the topic, because I do like to inspire other people, students watching this that maybe want to do what you guys are doing. Any advice or that you can give to them when people that are looking to possibly create their own lines?
I would say grab your guts. I would use another word, but I'll say grab your guts and just go for it. Okay. Take chances and don't listen to everyone who it's easy to be a critic. Right. You know, a lot of people out there will criticize you, and they've got all these grand ideas of how you can do things better and different. But really, just listen to your gut and go for what you believe in, and then you can't fail that way. Great. You know, you really can't.
So there you guys have it. Jordan Jensen from Modern Vice. Thanks, guys, for coming on again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Colin.
Just quickly tell anyone Twitter. What's your Twitter handle, just in case they want to ask you a question directly?
Twitter is
at
Modern Vice. We really do the Twitter we don't really use as much as our Instagram. Our Instagram is at Modern Vice. It's very active. We've got a great fan base there, and we use it to give sneak peeks of the factory and really preview shoes that we're working on, and we really love people to reach us through Instagram, and we return every message. You can always email us. We're very hands-on. If anyone wanted a tour of the factory, honestly, even if they never even buy a shoe, they can email us at info@modernvice.com, and we'll literally, they'll mention your name, and we'll give them a great tour of the factory and show them what's up, man. It's our pleasure.
Again, guys, thanks for coming on. You guys, you know where to find me, StyleExpert00 on Twitter. Definitely keep it locked here, and I will see you next week. Bye.
You got it, man. Thanks so much.
A wilderness.